Before our guest shows up, can you please show the Hilaria Baldwin clip that I sent in this morning? I'm dying to get into this. So as you guys know, she's got a TLC show with her husband and her 10 million and children.
We've had, obviously, clips of them in the past. And like she famously is, she's this Boston-born girl who spent time in Spain and then kind of adopted that difficulty with English sometimes.
She's transracial.
Right.
And it's cool that we live in a time where you can just pick whatever you want to be. I think she really likes being Latin. Yeah. She just likes it. She likes it. It's fine. So anyway, there's this clip I got sent today of her and Alec in a fight. And apparently when Hillary gets fired up, she tends to pick up her Spanish cadence.
Which is the opposite of everyone on earth. Because what happens to most people is if you're speaking any language and you actually get emotional, you revert to your mother tongue.
Oh,
because
that's
it's what comes out of you is like.
But that's what she does. She forgets her native language.
But it's very strange to be emotional.
Right.
And gravitate towards your second language.
But Tom, is it possible her soul is Latin?
Yeah.
Maybe
sure.
she is
Hispanic.
Yeah. Sorry. I always goof that up with you people.
I know. What you mean you people?
You know what I fucking mean.
Here she is.
Yeah, let's watch
Go
this.
ahead.
So, yes, I agree that that's your reality of it. But what I used to do is I would say yes, and then I would do whatever I wanted, and I would just keep it from you.
You gaslight me.
No.
Okay, hold on.
After my first marriage, I said, let's have a prenup.
I want
She
to
wasn't
think
happy
about
it.
No. First of all,
No,
I still
it's an
don't
awkward
understand
thing.
quite what it is awkward, but I don't actually quite understand what a prenup is because you're like, after a certain number of kids, it's this, and I was like, you know what? I'll just sign it, which was probably very stupid of me back then. Now I would read it again, but like, I just said I would sign it. I don't really want to think about the end by the beginning, and then you're like, yeah, I don't want to do it either.
Let's talk slower. You're speaking English in a Spanish cadence, which is always perilous for me. Slow down just a kiss. I can't understand you.
That's hilarious.
That's probably the greatest line. Slow down a kiss.
That's also how a father talks to his daughter.
100,000%.
Sweetie.
Slow down a kiss.
Jesus, when you get like this, I can't really understand you. Very emotional.
But you can see her turn. She started to get a little bit like this and better way.
Yeah.
You're speaking English in a Spanish cadence, which is always perilous for me.
What a great voice that Alec Baldwin
It's fantastic.
has.
It's God-given. Like you can't train for that voice. It's fantastic.
He needs to do every voiceover on everything ever.
He's
love
so
him.
talented. He really is.
I would love to hear his voice, like in the subway, or his voice in the airport.
How is it not an option for our phones? Is it an option? Can
Alec
we have Alec Baldwin just...
God, I would love that.
Hey, you have a text, man.
Make a right here.
I think it's got to be.
It's got to be, right?
Send him
Children?
a check. Let him do it.
I know. Let him be my Siri voice.
This is, it's hilarious.
Es que a veces cuando hablo en inglés no puedo más.
Yeah.
Ay, no me gusta. No me gusta.
Yeah, and all the kids are like Rocco, y Juan Miguel, and
Rafael.
Rafa.
Yeah. So you're a Spanish speaker. Her Spanish, like you always tell me if they speak it well or not. Does she have a great Spanish accent or just like an okay one?
Yeah, really good.
She really is.
Yeah.
So she's meant to be Hispanic, as you say.
Yeah, well, she learned in Spain and she speaks like a Spaniard. Yeah.
Yeah. Is she
just-
Catalan? What is she doing?
No. I mean, no, it's just Castellano. But yeah, she speaks like a native Spanish speaker. She speaks really good Spanish.
That's impressive. So maybe that's her thing, She's like, look.
I do think her family really, Spain became their adopted second home. So they're very immersed in it,
Yeah, I think her parents moved there at retirement is what it was. And she spent time
a lot
there.
of time there and
She
just loved it. Yeah.
She liked it. But I think I think the problem was when she she started out claiming to be Spanish when she started dating Alec.
That was a weird thing. Well, yeah. I mean, because her name's Hillary. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird for an adult to go, like it'd be like if I'm like, my name is Tommaso.
I know. And she didn't think that people could like check her work. Like journalists are going to check and see, oh, are you really Spanish?
They're not going to
Where'd
if
you
you're
grow
not
up?
famous, but if you fucking are with a famous person, they're going to figure it out.
They're
Yeah.
going to figure you out.
Yeah, she could have sold that bullshit if she was just married to Alec, the fucking plumber.
Of course.
Everyone would be like, "Oh, your wife's from Spain," and they would probably just be like, "Yeah, no
Yeah.
one would care."
She should, she could just move to like a small town
Yeah.
and just be Hilaria as much as she wanted. If she moved to like Iowa, then
Not
she'd be
here.
like the belle of the ball, you know? No, not in Two Dark Titties.
She is of English, French Canadian, German, Irish, and Slavic descent. She was born and raised in Boston. Yeah.
Slovak.
Yeah.
Slovak.
Her agency's website listed her birthplace as Mallorca, which is hilarious.
That's not true.
No, that's definitely not true. Yeah. Wow. She has also affirmed mistaken statements that she was half Spanish. Yeah, she's not Spanish by ethnicity at all.
She really wants to
But,
be.
Yeah.
I've
She
never
wants to-
known somebody that really wanted to be Spanish. Have you
Well,
ever known that? I've never known.
I think there's this thing of like people just, if you have a certain genetic or ethnic background, you always like there's things that people just go, that's sexier, right? Being
So true.
French, being
I wish.
Italian, being Spanish, being Portuguese, like those are like the love places, and they're sexier. The languages are cool. People are always like, oh, speak, say that again. Like,
So true.
so there's just this thing. If you're like, I'm a Boston chick with German, whatever, Slovak
I'm a mutt.
descent, you're just like, I'm a Spaniard.
That's so true because growing up, I was so embarrassed to be Hungarian because
Right.
it's not a cool European. So I used to wish I were English or anything
Same.
French, German.
I had the
God.
same thing too, where it's like, I had a Latin mother, but it's not the cool country. Everyone was like, Peru. Does your mom have a basket on her head? And you're like, yeah.
You're half llama.
Yeah, it's not a cool one.
Fucking llama.
It's not one of the sexy ones.
No, it's what Latin did you want to be?
So everyone, when I was a kid, Colombia was cool because it was violent. So that would have
Yeah.
been, for a boy, that would have been like, yeah, Colombian, there's fucking Escobars down there. And everyone would have been like, oh, that's fucking
That's
cool.
cool.
Um,
Yeah, Colombian's kind of hard.
yeah.
That's
Venezuela
nice.
was kind of cool. Venezuela always had multiple women in Miss Universe. So it was like a sexy place.
Yeah.
Like they were, you know what I mean? Attractive people. The Argentines were always the aloof, kind of arrogant ones.
Yeah, they're like the white.
Yeah,
the white Lat-
they're the white Latins. And so
Yeah.
I was always like, that's pretty fucking cool. And then, I don't know. It's kind of like, those were the ones that, because I was also very into South America. I wasn't like really into, I don't have I didn't have a reference for Central America. And the
Yeah.
Caribbean, I was always like, that's like fucking Alabama, so.
It is.
Yeah.
It's too far out there.
Yeah.
You're not a part of that. I used to want to be German because my grandmother was born there.
Right.
Like I have German roots and that language is a little more common.
Yeah.
It's so hard nobody speaks Hungarian. This is terrible. But
Yeah.
German, gosh, that would have been
Yeah, you're
nice.
a real outlier out there, man.
I know, it sucked. And then, in the 80s, we were at war with Russia, so everyone thought we were Russians. I'm like, I'm not a fucking dirty Russian, okay? I'm not a filthy Ruski.
Yeah.
Get that shit out of your mouth.
Get that shit out of your head,
Don't
man.
talk to me. The dog is being good. Oh, you just watched a YMH highlight. Did you love it? Why don't you have more fun? Click around. Click here, click there, click everywhere. Put a clicker in your beehole. Look, try it out. Have more fun. Why don't you subscribe? That way, every time a video drops, you can be notified. You don't have to think about it. Just do it, man. You're not going to miss a moment of denim. Pull your jeans up, subscribe.